In studio with me is MLA Garth Rosewell of the Vermilion Lloydminster Wainwright region. Thank you very much for taking the time in your busy schedule.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Now, obviously, the last time I talked to you, which I believe was at the Fire and Rescue Squad Gala,
yes,
you were very busy with stuff not related to the election. Has that slowed down a little bit now, or have you still been, pretty active over the past couple of weeks?
Oh, I've been very active. The budget came out. We're into main estimates now, so these are new experiences for me. But the budget came out, and we talked to Advanced Education Ministry, and that's really interesting because that's where you get to grill in on the details of what they're doing, both the opposition and the government side. So. And like it was 6 hours of grilling that the Advanced Education Minister went through. And so it was quite interesting to go through that.
And that's been a productive part of the process so far, working with the opposition?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. No, they bring up ideas and concerns, like some of them have been there before and actually have been ministers of some of these departments before. So they actually bring a different light to it than some of us rookies do, and ask some really good questions that it makes you think, and they're valid concerns they got, no question.
Okay. Did you have any kind of reaction yourself to the budget when it was announced, or is it sort of somewhat known generally around all MLAs once it comes out?
Well, no. There's they keep it kind of quiet, and we get a bit of a briefing the day before, and then it comes out. So we and then we get more after that. So, but there wasn't much surprising. Like the goal was to meet the commitments that we made during the election, and that's kind of what I feel we're doing.
Okay. Yeah. Obviously, there's been some concern around the fact that there's been still a shortage in workers recently in the Lakeland region, like other parts of Alberta. So there's been some pushback about the corporate tax cut that happened, and that hasn't resulted in an increase in jobs. What would be your answer to that, or have you been fielded that question by anyone else?
Yeah, no, it's legit. Like the corporate tax is just getting implemented right now. So. And it's going to cost the Treasury about $100 million in the rest of this year. We haven't, that's not quick enough for companies to make decisions and decide to come back and invest the money. I know Premier Kenney's been busy all over the place. He went down to Wall Street, was talking to people that deal with trillions of dollars of capital. And we weren't even on their radar anymore. They were disappointed with what was happening federally and provincially, and they'd kind of left and took their eye off of us. He told them some of the things that we were doing, and he says, well, maybe we'll send some people up there to take a look. So it's going to take a while to convince people to come back to Alberta, but that was the goal behind some of our policies, no question.
And so while obviously it's a long-term look at trying to get investment back eventually, don't you think it's a slightly hard pill to swallow for many of the people at the lower end of the oil field who's, we're relying on jobs, and now there's going to be an even further shortage in areas like this where obviously it's been tough the last couple of years?
Oh yeah, no, I understand the frustration, I understand the concerns. I think we're headed down the right path, and I think those jobs will come back. That's the plan, and we'll see how we do.
Yeah. What's the main, just really quickly because we're starting to run out of time, what's been the main idea that you hadn't thought about or had to think more about that you've received from opposition so far in this process?
From the opposition questions that they had? Well, some of the questions on tax credits and stuff that, I hadn't, they expressed how good they worked for them, and we're eliminating a bunch of those and have a different way of going about things. So those were some of they're reasonable ideas. It's just a different point of view.
And again, one more time before we wrap up here, what's next for you in the next couple of weeks? What's the thing that keeps you busy?
We're going to continue to do estimates, and that'll go right through the 19th of November will be the last day of estimates, and we'll be grilling in on that. And so we're working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at the legislature, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday I come out to constituency work. And I still, I'm looking forward to people communicating with me and telling me about their problems and issues they want me to deal with, because that's really my main job, is to help constituents and businesses manipulate their way through a bureaucracy and get the things they want.
For sure. Thank you again for taking this
Thank you
time
very
today.
much.
And I'm sure obviously that'll keep you busy in the coming weeks heading into the holiday season.